Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV, part of my Road to Masters series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. And of course, with this new season, if you saw my previous video, you know that I'm doing something a little bit different this season where I am basically focusing mostly on one team throughout the season and growing and adapting and evolving the team as I go to make it better so that hopefully by the end of the month, the end of the season, the team will be the best that it can possibly be, and I will be focusing on grinding a lot more to get the highest possible rank that I can, because I've never really done that, to be honest. Anyways, let's just kind of get to it. So if you want to check the description, I will have a link to the previous video with a very in-depth description of the team, as well as a Pokepaste of the original version of the team. I will also, of course, have a Pokepaste with this updated version of the team. And I've made a couple changes since the last video, so we'll get to those pretty quickly. But I also want to say that this team did get me to Master Ball rank, so I am Master Ball tier now. It's funny because I lost a couple of games in a row with the original version of the team, and I was like, okay, I need to make some changes. I made a couple quick changes and won like 2 or 3 games in a row, and now I'm in Master Ball. So the 2 changes that I made, first of all, are this one's a smaller change, but I I swapped a couple moves on Urshifu. It now has Bulk Up and Drain Punch instead of Iron Head and Close Combat. So I went for Drain Punch for the fighting type coverage, and Bulk Up. It does get access to Swords Dance, which is pretty good, but I figured since I'm already running max HP and max attack, I could really lean into that bulky aspect, and Bulk Up could really help me there. And because I have the Punching Glove, that makes Drain Punch better. And I will say that this was recommended by a viewer of mine in the previous video. They did suggest to try Drain Punch with the Punching Glove, so I figured I might as well try it out. Since I changed it, since I added it to the team, to be completely honest, I haven't really used it yet, so I haven't seen how good it can be, but I'm excited to try this out because I think it'll be pretty good. Of course, I don't have great coverage now, but I did not want to get rid of Aqua Jet because since I'm slower, I'm not running any speed investment. I wanted to be able to have access to priority to finish some Pokemon off. So that's where Urshifu's at right now. Just a couple changes to the moves. And then finally, you'll notice this is a kind of a big change. I swapped out my Choice Scarf Chi-Yu for Skeledirge. So something I noticed with the games that I was losing, like it was kind of different reasons, different Pokemon that beat me in those games. Something that I noticed was like setup Pokemon were a little bit of an issue, Pokemon that can, boost their stats. And Skeledirge is the old reliable from like the first few seasons of the game before the Paradox Pokemon, before, the Regulation D update. And Skeledirge was just such a great Pokemon. If you watch my videos since the beginning of Scarlet and Violet singles, I used Skeledirge a lot because it was amazing, and then once they added all the strong dark type Pokemon with the Ruin Legends and then just, everything else Paradox Pokemon, it just became a lot less good. So I still think Skeledirge is in a little bit of a rough spot right now, but I felt like it fit decently well on the team. Its typing is a little similar to Chi-Yu's, although its role is very different. This is my traditional max HP, max defense, bulky Skeledirge, but Torch Song helps us boost our stats. We also have access to Slack Off to recover, and one Pokemon that was kind of a little rough to face was actually Dragonite. And Skeledirge is really good against Dragonite, especially once we Terrasilize, then their Earthquakes are not super effective. And if we can burn them, then we basically shut them down. So yeah, Skeledirge seemed pretty good for me, and I went Terra Normal mostly because it's a good Terra type. It complements Ghost really well because obviously Normal is only weak to fighting, and if you're a Ghost type, they're not going to use a fighting type move on you, at least right away. So it gives you that opportunity to kind of like, Terrasilize and throw them off. Also, Fluttermane is a Pokemon that looks a little scary for my team, so I wanted something. I mean, I'm weak to Fluttermane, but if I can Terrasilize, then I will at least be able to, ignore one of their moves when they use Shadow Ball on me, and then hopefully get off a lot of damage. And I should be able to survive one Moonblast from Fluttermane, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the team. That's where the team is at right now. Everything else is exactly the same, so let's get to some games. Okay, game number 1. I think this is my first game since reaching Masters. Anyway, ooh, they have Ting-Lu, which is not a fun Pokemon to play against. It's really good, really bulky. It's almost guaranteed to get up Stealth Rock. Although I have a couple ways of shutting it down. I have Spore on Breloom, and I mean, I guess Iron Bundle doesn't necessarily shut it down, but I have Encore, so I can like lock it into Stealth Rock after it goes for that. I do think I like Breloom here though. And I actually think I like Skeledirge as well. And then finally, Flutter Mane is scary. I mean, Iron Bundle's just so good. I think I just bring Iron Bundle here. Garganacl's decent, but I feel like it's just way too passive. Like, getting up rocks is nice. Actually, Garganacl's not too bad, but I don't want to go full bulky. Yeah, I like Garganacl here, but I'm actually just going to bring it like I said. Yeah, we're going to try it like this. Iron Bundle's just so... I say it all the time, but that Pokemon is just... You know, if you're kind of struggling, like, I kind of feel like just bringing Iron Bundle... Like, having an Iron Bundle on your team, it just fills so many roles. It can take on a lot of top Pokemon, and, like... It's... I keep saying this, I always say this, but it's the fastest Pokemon, you know, in the meta. Like, you know... Dragapult is faster, for example, but Dragapult doesn't see much play at all, so really the two biggest Pokemon to worry about, of course, as I always say, Flutter Mane and Qianpao, and Iron Bundle is faster than them, and everything else you commonly see is slower. Anyways, they lead with Rotom, and I lead with Breloom. Interesting, because on the one hand, I'm a Grass type, so I resist both of their stab moves. However, I think this was a good lead on their part. They are faster than me. They definitely could just Will-O-Wisp here. I don't know what Rotoms commonly run anymore, because Rotom isn't that highly picked these days. I think I just go for Spore, though. Like, I don't think I lose much for doing that, and it lets me scout if they switch, which is exactly what they do. Yeah, that puts me in a pretty good position, because we get to put to sleep everything except Gholdengo. And the funny thing is, I swapped out Bulldoze for Rock Tomb on my Breloom, because I figured Gholdengo wasn't as common these days, but here we go. Yeah, this is actually pretty rough, to be honest. I'm just gonna go into Bundle now, but I honestly don't love this switch. Yeah, this is not great for me. And that Rotom is gonna be a problem, although Breloom, if I can keep Breloom's Focus Sash, Rotom is not as scary, but yeah, this is not great to start. I'm gonna take a lot of damage here, depending on what they go for. I don't think they'll go Make It Rain, which would probably do the most damage. They do go Make It Rain. Okay, are they Choice Specs? They are pretty likely Choice Specs. Wow, okay. So now... Thing is, do I call their bluff on Choice Specs? Because I could go into Skeledirge, and if they're Choice Specs, they're gonna switch out. But if they're not Choice Specs, then they just go Shadow Ball and just obliterate me. So... I think, I definitely, the thing is I just cannot go into Breloom because Breloom just cannot touch Gholdengo. So I have to go Skeledirge here. And then I think I'll just Terrastalize because I don't think I lose anything for Terrastalizing against the rest of their team. Yeah, I think I'm fine if I Terrastalize. The downside is I won't be able to like completely catch Flutter Mane off guard, but I think that's fine. And Torch Song is a pretty good move to go for here. If they go into Rotom, then I still get a special attack boost, and then I can just follow it up with a Shadow Ball, and then they won't have any super effective moves for me anymore. So I think going Terra Normal is just pretty good overall here. The thing is, now that I've kind of played that Terra card, they're free to go Make It Rain with their Gholdengo. So like, before when I was a Fire Ghost type, like they wouldn't want to go Make It Rain, they would want to go, you know, Shadow Ball, and then I basically get a free turn there because I could Terrastalize and ignore the Shadow Ball, but now that I'm already Terra, like I can't play that card anymore. But anyways, we get the special attack boost that does very little, but I'm just gonna follow it up with a Shadow Ball. A Hydro Pump will still do a good chunk to me, although I think I'll take it decently well. They could also burn me, but I don't really care about that. Yeah, Rotom, I'm not super afraid of Rotom right now. I'm really just very worried about that Gholdengo. They're going to probably Volt Switch into Gholdengo, and that is not a good spot for me to be in. Thing is, if they go into Gholdengo, I actually think I just have to switch into Breloom. I'm probably, honestly, if my opponent switches smartly for the rest of the battle, which is pretty likely to be the case, I'm probably losing this battle because, like, I switch into Breloom, they go Make It Rain, and that lowers their special attack, but then... You know, even if I go back into Skeledirge, they can just do that again, so... But I don't think I want to stay in... I'm pretty sure I'd get destroyed by a Choice Specs Make It Rain. with Skeledirge. Thing is, like, no matter what, that's what I'm going for, right? Maybe they... I'm just going to stay in and go Torch Song. Like, I don't feel like I can win either way. They are going to Terrasilize, which is really bad. Because if they go, like, Terra Water, then that just completely... Well, I guess since I am going for... Oh, they're Terra Fighting, so they're probably just going to kill me with, like, a Terra Blast. Alright, so that's GG. I mean, I feel like the risk was worth it. Ooh, okay, it's Focus Blast, and I actually survived that. Wow. Alright, so there's some chance of winning this now. They have to miss another Focus Blast, which of course is very unlikely, but I gotta roll the dice. I was gonna say I gotta spin the dice. Okay, alright, we lose here. Well, actually, now they're not a Ghost type, so now my Breloom can go Mach Punch. I did already Terrasilize, so I don't get the extra boost because my Breloom's Terra Fighting, so I can't get the extra damage boost from Terrasilizing with Breloom. But at least now I have something of a chance. I still don't know their exact Rotom set. If their Rotom does not have max speed, we will outspeed it, which is great. I think I just have to go Mach Punch here. I guess I could have gone Bullet. No, I have to go Mach Punch because otherwise they obliterate me with Focus Blast. They might also switch here. All right, this is kind of interesting. We have a chance. The thing is, they have 3 Pokemon. Like in a 3v1 like this, you're often pretty much, you know, it's pretty much GG already, but who knows? They go into Rotom to sacrifice it, okay. It doesn't die, but of course we just follow up with a second Mach Punch. I mean, it's possible I can win, honestly. I don't know what their Gholdengo's EVs are, like if they're bulky, then, you know, they might survive a Mach Punch. But I do have the Focus Sash, so if they go into something that's slower than Breloom and I can put it to sleep and knock that out, then I do have a chance of winning this. Let's see what they do here. It would be awesome if Breloom solos their team. I think Breloom's in a pretty good spot, especially with Focus Sash. It's just, you know, it gives everyone a headache. It's like, you know, because it can survive any hit and almost guarantee to put something to sleep. And there are a few Pokemon in the meta who are immune to sleep. So, it's Dragonite. Okay. I should be able to Spore, though, and I should be faster, but they have Extreme Speed. Oh, they go Encore. That's annoying. That's really annoying. So that's going to be game, then. Yeah, they happen to be faster, and they have Encore. So, yeah, that's game. We had a good run. I mean, yeah, there's nothing I can do at this point. Because they're faster, all they need to do now is just attack me until I'm dead. And if I ever snap out of the Encore, they just do it again because they're faster than I am. So, yeah, there's no way we win at this point. Unfortunately, if they didn't have Encore, I actually had a chance there. If I happened to be faster than them, then I also had a chance because I would be able to put them to sleep with Spore and then just like spam Rock Tomb. I guess if they ever wake up, that could be a problem. But then I think by that point, I'll probably knock them out. And then it's just like rolling the dice on if I knock out Gholdengo with Mach Punch, which is not guaranteed, but that was a fun battle. I mean, you know, I was on the back foot for a lot of it, and I did have a chance, but of course with their last Pokemon being, you know, speed invested, Encore Dragonite, unfortunately I didn't have what it took. But I think Skeledirge still looked decent there. I like showing that off because, again, Skeledirge is not amazing in the meta right now, so giving it a chance is pretty fun. So let's do another one here. We might just do 2 battles today. I just want to do a quick update on the team, and then, you know, we'll see how it goes. So let's do another battle. And here we go with game number 2. Interesting team by my opponent. They have a couple ice types, few ghost types. Annihilate, Titan, which you really never see. Also Gengar, which is really uncommon. Another Scizor, which is interesting. I like Skeledirge again, actually, because they have a lot of physical attackers. Dragapult could be either, but I think it's typically physical. And then, of course, I can go normal type for the ghosts. However, of course, they do have Annihilate, which is scary. But I think I still want to bring Skeledirge and then look at Pokemon like their special attackers and even Annihilate as threats. Breloom's decent too, but Annihilate typically has Vital Spirit. And they also have a few Pokemon that are faster. So I actually don't think I want to bring Breloom. There's also Gholdengo. Gholdengo's pretty... no, I was going to say it's good against Annihilate, but... I don't think Gholdengo's great here. I think I want Bundle for the speed, and then like I said, Skeledirge, and then they're Garganacl or Urshifu. I think I'm gonna bring Urshifu, and I might regret that. I'm just gonna do it though. I probably, maybe I should have led with Bundle. Actually, it's kind of weird that I led with Urshifu. I think a big reason why I did is because of the potential for them to lead with Annihilate. Like if they lead Annihilate, I'm actually not super worried with leading Urshifu. Oh, I love their trainer card. They've got that shiny Appleton. I love Appleton, one of my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon. And just one of my favorite Pokemon now. Okay, they lead Pull, which is awful because I don't have anything to hit it with. All right, off to a pretty rough start here. They might just go screens though, but you know, I'm just gonna bulk up and see what happens. This is pretty bad because I don't want to switch anything into this. Although if they have screens, then I could probably switch an Iron Bundle, but I don't know. See, Dragapult, again, you don't see it very often, but it has a lot of options. It could be like just a pure physical attacker. It could go like screens, like Light Screen and Reflect with Will-O-Wisp, of course. That's what I was gonna say. All right, that's really bad. Though we do have Surging Strike, which always critical hits. I think it's possible that it ignores the burn. I could be wrong though. I know when you crit, you ignore attack drops. So like if they went for, if they had Intimidate or something, for example, I think critical hitting would ignore that. I'm not so sure about burn though. I'm just gonna try Surging Strikes. I know it's resisted, but Dragapult doesn't have great defenses. And I think at this point, just kind of getting some damage on it is worth it. But I'm already not liking where I'm at right now. Okay, they go Hex, which is gonna do a ton of damage. So Urshifu's not long for this world, but I just don't know what else to do. I think I'd rather stay in here and then after this, I might have to go into Skeledirge, which I definitely don't love. Now I have to just go Aqua Jet just to kind of get off as much damage as possible before going down. I mean, with Urshifu being burned, it's pretty much useless at this point. Like, there's nothing it can really do, so I might as well. Well, I guess maybe unless Surging Strikes does ignore the burn. But yeah, at this point, you know, I'm just going to basically sacrifice it. Go Aqua Jet, get off a little bit of damage. It does okay damage. And then they finish me off with Hex, sure. So now I have a choice. Dragapult is naturally faster than Iron Bundle. And if I go Bundle, they'll probably go Will-O-Wisp. Skeledirge doesn't feel amazing here, but we might be able to... The thing about this is, like, it's kind of obvious that I have something, right? Because, like, why would I go into Skeledirge against a Dragapult, right? But I'm just going to go for it still. They're probably going to go Hex. They won't want a Will-O-Wisp because, first of all, I'm a special attacker, but most importantly, I'm a fire type, right? So I don't feel like they're going to go Will-O-Wisp here. It's possible they go, like, screens just to see what I do and just to set up like a light screen. Typically when you see Will-O-Wisp and Hex on Dragapult, it's going to have light screen and reflect. And also typically when you see Dragapult as a lead, it typically has light screen and reflect. So that's why I kind of knew that was coming. And I did figure that they very well could have Will-O-Wisp when I had Urshifu in play, but I still felt like I just wanted to scout and, you know, again, I didn't really want to switch into anything because Dragapult is pretty unpredictable, but they make an interesting play here. I guess you could say a smart play. And they actually have Thunder Wave, so they might not have screens at all. We do get fully paralyzed though, but one upside is now they cannot burn me, so they're not going to get that residual damage, and also they cannot go for Hex. So I guess we'll find out what their last move is. It could be, I was going to say it could be Dragon Darts, but we should take that pretty well because we are physical defense Pokemon. And then I should knock them out with the Shadow Ball, but we're really far behind right now. This is not looking good. This is not looking like a great showing from this team so far, but hey, it's not over yet. We removed probably the biggest threat to Iron Bundle, so that's good. Thing is, they get a free switch here, so if they have Annihilate, then they're gonna go into it, and at that point we're in a lot of trouble. But if they do go Annihilate, I could just burn it. I mean, assuming I don't die to a Drain Punch. They go into their own Iron Bundle, which is not great. I think I just have to go Torch Song. I might live, I should live a hit from them, and I do have Citrus Berry. The thing is, I probably can't live 2 hits. So if they go for like 2 freeze dries, I'm dead. It's possible I die to a Hydro Pump. Wow, there's no way, dude. Terra Fighting. What are the odds they have Terra Fighting on their Iron Bundle? I think that's gonna be game because they have Terra Blast. Yeah, and then my Iron Bundle. Yeah, that's game, dude. Oh, this sucks. My Iron Bundle, obviously, if it doesn't faint to 1 Terra Blast, which it probably will, it'll faint to the second one. Their Iron Bundle has the booster energy, so it's faster than mine. But I tried. I don't love this. Kind of a rough situation for us here. Desperation, Hydro Pump. We're probably dead here, though. All right. That's funny. Okay, so we we go 0-2 here. I think I'm still just gonna post these games though. Like, you know, I could do another one, try to get that win, but it's worth talking with the goal of this series being to, you know, update the team and like see how things go and learn from it and improve. Like ultimately that's the goal here, is to improve. Like, yeah, I want to see how high on the ladder I can get, but you know, it's a learning experience, right? I'm gonna lose some, and if I'm losing, I need to kind of question why that's the case. So in both of those games, let's see, no continue battling. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team here. In both of those games, kind of like when I was losing before I made these changes, it doesn't feel like I'm losing to one thing in particular. Like the times I lost, I mean, both of those games, like I was behind the entirety of the game, and I think what it came down to was my lead choices. Like I just kind of made some wrong choices for leads. So Iron Bundle has been great. You know, I don't think I want to switch this Pokemon out. Maybe I would change some moves around, but this set, like I've been using this set nonstop for as long as I've used Iron Bundle, and it just feels great. Like I don't think I want to make changes here. Breloom, same thing. I mean, it's been working well, and in that first game, like even though I ended up losing, it felt really good. Like it was almost capable of sweeping the opponent's team. So I like having the ability to put stuff to sleep in a meta that's so volatile like this one, where there's a lot of fast Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon that hit really hard. There's a lot of Pokemon that are very versatile. I like the ability to just like almost guaranteed put something to sleep. That's like a really good support option for my team. So I don't think I want to switch out Breloom. And Skeledirge, I brought Skeledirge in both games, and it didn't look amazing. There were some awkward situations with it. However, it still kind of feels good. I still like it. And again, some of the games I was losing before were to just set up Pokemon that just like set up their stats. And of course, Skeledirge is great against those. So for now, I don't think I'm going to be making changes to Dirge. I didn't bring Garganacl in this video at all, but I think I still like its place on the team. Like it's a really good tank, and the ability to set up Stealth Rock is also pretty helpful. So 2 Pokemon that I'm a little iffy on. Urshifu, I know it's a good Pokemon, but for some reason it just doesn't work for me. Like when I face other people who are playing it, it looks like it's really good. And not only that, but it's one of the most used Pokemon in the meta right now. I think it's the 5th most used Pokemon. However, that number is dropping. I think at the beginning of the season, or the beginning of last season, it was number 1. And then currently it's number 5. So it's kind of been dropping slowly, although this is the new season, so like that might not be super accurate. But either way, people are using it, but to me it just doesn't, in my personal experience, it hasn't felt as great as I would think it should be given how popular it is. But so honestly, I think I'm going to be looking for a change for Urshifu. It might be worth it to try another battle with it just to really, you know, make sure that that's what's going wrong. But again, I haven't personally been loving it myself. And then Gholdengo, same thing. It's like another Pokemon that I rarely bring, but like in certain situations, it does feel really good. Like Pokemon like Cresselia or Toxapex or Dondozo, Pokemon that are just extremely bulky that give my offensive Pokemon trouble. Gholdengo's really good at like the ability to trick a choice specs onto them is really, really good. Also, if I hit them with a move, I typically do a lot of damage against those. So those are Pokemon, that's one reason why I like having Gholdengo, but honestly, again, it just hasn't been amazing for me so far. So I'm going to be working on changes. I might do a few more battles off screen. to kind of, you know, really make sure that these are the problems with the team so far. If you have suggestions, please let me know. I'd be happy to like make this a community effort. And if you all have suggestions for what you think I should swap out or swap in, definitely let me know and I'd be open to those. So yeah, the next time you see this team, I will have made a few changes. However, the next video I do will actually be a new team. So like I said, I'm going to be mixing things up. I'm not going to only show this team for the month. I do have another team that I've pretty much built. Like I think I just need to make one small change, but otherwise the team is ready to go. And I'll give you a hint. Actually, I see a couple. At least one of the Pokemon from that team is in this box right now, so you can make a guess for who that is. These are all the Pokemon I thought would be like the most used in the meta, and they kind of are. But anyways, so next video will be a brand new team to show that off, and then we'll be going back to this team. So I'm gonna do a few battles with this team off camera and just, you know, really see what I need from this team. Again, please let me know in the comments what you think of the team and what suggestions you have, because I don't consider myself to be an amazing team builder. I like to learn from these types of experiences, and hey, if I'm losing, like, it's unfortunate. I don't like losing, but it gives me an opportunity to learn and make the team even better. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know in the comments what you think. If you have team codes to share, as always, drop those below. I'll see you next time. Have a great one.